In today's movie Zoom In, we're going to tell you the summary of the KBS drama 우리 집에 사는 남자, Sweet Stranger and Me. Enjoy. Dada Finance is a violent gang that seems like a legal financial institution on the outside. Currently, Bae Byung-woo is the boss of the group, and the evil man has been recruiting his gang members by adopting boys at orphanages as his stepsons and training them as gangsters. Among the stepsons raised by Bae Byung-woo, the brightest is the director Bae Byung-seok of Dada Finance, whose real name is Go Nan-gil. Nan-gil was thrown away at an orphanage without even a piece of paper with his birthday or name written on it. Nan-gil was taken care of by Shin Jung-im, one of the volunteer workers, who looked after him as her own. With her help, Nan-gil was able to grow into a decent person. However, Nan-gil was adopted by Bae Byung-woo in his middle school days and had to be turned into a criminal. However, in his late 20s, Nan-gil was able to escape the hands of Bae Byung-woo after getting an upper hand by securing confidential information of Dada Finance, such as its legal bank accounts and funds. Later, Nan-gil finds Jung-im and works at a small restaurant called Hong Dumplings. Being like a son to Jung-im, Nan-gil fills in the empty space made by Hong-nari, the only daughter of Jung-im who was leading a busy life as a flight attendant and couldn't find time to visit her mother even on holidays. One day, as Nan-gil and Jung-im were living under the same roof as a happy family, Jung-im gets a debt repayment notice from Dada Finance, and the real story begins. The debt was taken out by Hong Sung-gyu, the husband of Jung-im and the father of Nari, who had left his family some 20 years ago and went missing since then. Hong Sung-gyu had got the money by making Shin Jung-im's little brother, Shin Jung-nam, stand joint surety for him. The debt had swollen during the last 2 decades, amounting to 1 billion Korean won or around $1 million. Due to the debt, Jung-im and Nari, direct family of Hong Sung-gyu, get in danger of being bullied by Dada Finance. Nan-gil persuades Jung-im that he can protect Nari from Dada Finance if he becomes the legal husband of Jung-im, and Nan-gil goes ahead and finishes the marriage registration. However, several days later, a very unfortunate accident occurs and Jung-im gets killed in a car crash. The first episode begins with Nari getting a marriage proposal by her boyfriend of 9 years, Jo Dong-jin, when she hears the news of her mother's death by a car crash. For 10 months after her mother's funeral, Nari works even busier at the workplace, trying to forget her sadness caused by her mother's death. In the process, Nari's boyfriend Dong-jin has an affair with Do Yeju, a colleague at Nari's workplace, whom he met for the first time at the funeral. In the meantime, Nari's uncle, who was into gambling, borrows 30 million won from Dong-jin and disappears. Later, Nari finds out what happened and goes to her mother's home to meet her uncle. There, she finds a young man, Nan-gil, who argues he is her stepfather. At the time, Nari's hometown was under the hands of Kwon Deok-bong, the third son of a rich family who runs a big company called Greenland, which was buying off the lands to build a resort in the area. However, in episode 2, the entire development project was at risk of being nullified as Nan-gil, who owned a piece of land that's critical for paving the road in the resort project, kept insisting he won't sell his house. In episode 3, Deok-bong lies to Nari that he thinks Nan-gil is a fraud, who approached Nari's mother to take her inheritance, and also persuades Nari that he will retrieve her mother's land and house by nullifying the marriage deal between her mother and Nan-gil using his lawyer background. However, through conversations with Nan-gil, Nari finds out he also shares fond memories with her mother that she cherishes and gets to acknowledge Nan-gil as her stepfather. In episode 4, Bae Byung-woo finds out the death of Jung-im and starts bullying Nari to get his fake bank accounts and secret fund files from Nan-gil, as Nari is the soft spot of Nan-gil. As Nari receives temporary seizure of her salary at her company, Nari panics and rushes to Dada Finance to find out what happened. Knowing this, Nan-gil also runs towards the office of Dada Finance and shows Bae Byung-woo some parts of the confidential information he has regarding the company's corruption and warns Bae Byung-woo not to bully Nari anymore. With that, the two safely make their way out of Dada Finance. In episode 5, the drama shows how Nan-gil's first love was Nari and that he still loves her dearly. Meanwhile, Nari begins to feel attached to Nan-gil without knowing, as she finds out Nan-gil became her stepfather to protect her and even paid back the 30 million won that her uncle had borrowed from Dong-jin. Episode 6 is about how Nan-gil and Nari both hide their feelings for each other, and how Deok-sim and Deok-bong, half brother and sister, also have feelings for Nan-gil and Nari. Later, Bae Byung-woo uses Shin Jung-nam to make a dangerous trap to get to Nan-gil. At the same time, Bae Byung-woo tries to pressure Nan-gil by saying that there is a horrible secret between Nan-gil and Nari that Nari should never know, and he would tell her the secret. Including the main characters played by Sue and Kim Young-kwang, all characters in the drama get more lovely as the story unfolds. The surprising mystery romantic comedy drama 우리 집에 사는 남자, Sweet Stranger and Me is currently aired on KBS 2 TV every Monday and Tuesday as a 16-episode drama from October 24th to December 13th, 2016 Korean time.